So my people, I got this to show you from my brother Rob Christian. So this one is coming straight from my brother Rob Christian, and I believe that it is appropriate for us to share this with you guys. So here is this Abdul. He said cannibalism in the Bible, Jeremiah 19, verse 9. And let's look at that. Let us look at Jeremiah 19, verse 9. Jeremiah 19, verse 9. Let's see this. Okay. So listen to this. So let's see what it says. Let me share this with you guys here. Let's see what this says here. So what we always do, it's always good to read the whole chapter. It's when a Muslim tell you something, never take their word for it. This is what the Lord say, go and buy a clay jar from a potter, take along some of the elders of the people and of the priests, and go out to the valley of Ben Hinnom, near the entrance of the sherd gate. There proclaim the words, I tell you, and say, hear the word of the Lord, you kings of Judah and people of Jerusalem. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, say. Listen, I am going to bring a disaster on this place that will make the ears of everyone who hear of it tingle. For they have forsaken me and made this a place of foreign gods. They have burned incense in it to gods that neither they nor their ancestors knew, and they have filled this place with the blood of innocent. So the people are doing evil. You know, I already see what's going on here. They have built the high places of Baal to burn their children. So they are burning their children in fire. Okay, sorry. So they are burning their children in the fire as offering to Baal. So these people are doing very evilous things. Something I did not command or mention, now did it enter my mind. So beware, the days are coming, declare the Lord, when people will no longer call this place Tapheth or Topheth or the valley of Ben Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. Okay, so something's going to happen. In this place, I will ruin the plans of Judea and Jerusalem. I will make them fall by the sword before their enemies. So what happened here? So the enemies will come in. But you notice God is saying, I will. Why? The Bible already told us. The Bible warned Israel, and he said to Israel, if you keep my commandment, in other words, if you keep my commandment, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. If you keep my commandments, I will never forsake you. That's what God told Israel. So when you disrespect God, God will forsake you. And then what happened? Your enemies will come and overtake you. And because your own enemies can only overtake you when God forsake you, this is attributed to God. This is why God is saying, I will. Because nothing on the face of the earth cannot be done unless God allow it to be done. If he intervene, no force can stop him from preventing an action. And so that's why God is saying, I will do this. I will do that. But is it God himself who is actually doing it? Like literally, God is the one doing the work? No. God take away his protection from the evil people, and then the enemies come in and destroy these people. And this is why it's attributed to God, because this can only happen when God take away his protection. And this is why God is saying, I will make them fall by the sword. How will that happen? God taking away his protection from them, because they are evil people. At the hands of those who want to kill them, I will give their carcasses as food to the birds and the wild animal, right? Because your enemy will kill you and animal will eat you. I will devastate the city and make it an object of horror and scorn. And how is that going to be done? God taking away his protection, his protective angels, and his protection from you, and the enemies come in. And if I am the protector of a person and I take away my protection, someone can say, you are the reason this happened. So God is saying that because I will do this, this will happen. And so let me show you a corresponding verse. Let me actually see if I could find it. Let me see if I could find it. That we can use to show how the Bible is supposed to be understood. It's not like God is, you know. So in Deuteronomy 31, verse 8, this is God speaking. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. Do not be afraid. So God is I'm speaking here, and he's telling the leader of Israel, when he talked to Moses, he's actually talking to all Israelites, that if you follow in his way, he will never forsake you, he'll never leave you. We see that all over the Bible, that if you follow God, God will never forsake you, never leave you. That's what you will see all over the Bible. So let me see if I could find so God give Israel conditions. He give them conditions that they should abide by these conditions, and I will do this for you. If you do this, I will continue to do this. He protect them, and he tell them, my protection will stay with you if you continue to do my will. And you find that in Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. But you can forsake God. And when you forsake God, God will take away his protection, and then these things will happen to you, and it can be attributed to God because it only happened when he takes away his protection from you. So it's a form of his judgment. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So that's Deuteronomy 31, verse 8. Then we go to Joshua 1, verse 5. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. I am with you as I was with Moses. So I will be with you. I will never leave you. So you see, if Joshua had forsake God, then that would be a different story. We see all over the Bible where God making these promises to David, to to the whole of Israel. Cast your cares on the Lord. This is Psalms 55, verse 22. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be forsaken. So do you see that? The pattern. Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my hand, my right hand. Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. This is Psalms 73, verse 23. Isaiah 3, verse 10. Tell the righteous it will be well with them, for they will enjoy the fruit of their deeds. Same so for the wicked. Whatever you do, whatever you reap, you will sow. That's what the Bible is all about. Isaiah 41, verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Jeremiah 31, verse 1. At that time declare the Lord, I will be the God of all families of Israel, and they will be my people. See, when you stay with God, stick to God's law, God stick to you. But you disrespect God, and God will leave you in the hands of the enemy. And when he leave you in the hands of the enemy, whatever the enemy does to you can be attributed to him indirectly, not directly. Because he didn't do it, like physically, he's not the one doing it. But because his protection is no longer with you, and he takes his protection, this can be attributed to him. Do not gloat over me, my enemies. Though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. So you see that Micah 7, verse 8, the prophet understand how God works. They understand how God works. So let's continue to read what this Abdul pointed out. I will make them eat the flesh of their sons. So verse 9. Okay, let's see where we go again from here. I will devastate the city and make it an object of horror and scorn. All who pass by will be appalled, will scoff because of all its wound. I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters, and they will eat one another's flesh because their enemies. See, do you see what happened? The explanation is right here. The explanation is right here. Why they will do it. Because God's protection is no longer with them. So God is telling us why they will eat the flesh of their children. I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters, and they will eat one another's flesh because their enemies will press the siege so hard against them to destroy them. So God is saying that I will, but as I say, it's not directly, what is this? It's not directly done by God. Because he take away his protection from these evil people who are sacrificing their children to Baal and are doing all kind of wickedness. Because this happened, the enemies will come in and destroy these people. So it is attributed, God is attributing this to himself because he will take away his protection. And because he take away his protection from them, then the enemies have a loophole to enter and destroy them. Because if you notice what God said here, he says, I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters, and they will eat one another's flesh. Why? Right here. Right there. The answer is right there. Because their enemies will press the siege so hard against them to destroy them. So their city is besieged. So you're living in a walled city, a city with a fortress. I was in where was a place called Puerto Rico about about 4 months ago or something like that, and they have a fortress there. They have a fort, big fort, and that fort was to defend the city. But many fort, but Puerto Rico is on water. It's on water. So if people besieged Puerto Rico back in those days, Puerto Rico could still survive in a sense because food is planted within the in Puerto Rico, so they could maybe eat what they plant within the city, within Puerto Rico. But if you're talking about Jerusalem, Jerusalem is a city, and the food from Jerusalem is not planted within the city. The food is planted outside of the city. So if the enemies come and besiege the city and people can't find food to eat, they will eat their children and they will eat one another's flesh. Why is God saying I will? Because it happened as a result of God taking away his protection. But you will never see anywhere that God will command someone, eat this, eat somebody's flesh, eat somebody's flesh. But in this video that we are going to show you, we are seeing where the Muslim is saying it's okay to eat. It's okay to eat the flesh of your so when God is saying I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters and the flesh of one another. Why? The reason is given. We see where God said, if you literally, I can't remember what the verse is. He says, if you I will not forsake you. If you I can't remember what verse that is. He literally is saying that I will stand with you. If you keep my commandment, I will stand with you. I will not take away my protection from you. But he actually said to them, he will take away his protection from them if they disobey his commandment. There's literally a place. I just right now I can't remember exactly where it is. I will let me see if I can find it this way. I think I will find it this way. The way God works, and things can be attributed to God because it only happened when God take away his protection. And this is why God is saying, I will, I will, I will. This is exactly why God is saying, I will, I will, I will. But if you look at it, he's not really the one doing it indirectly. Directly, it happened as a result of him taking away his protection. And because it's a result of the action of God taking away his protection, caused the enemy to come in. It is God attributed to himself. But he's not telling you, eat your children. God will never tell a person to eat their children. You will never see that at all, where God is telling you to eat your children. But let's look at what the video is saying. So you see what God is saying? Because their enemies will press the siege. And siege is what? It is like the same as besiege the city, like the city is under siege. So if the city is under siege, there is no way in and no way out. Israel cannot go in and they can go out without being killed or imprisoned. So they are in the city and there is no food to eat within the city. It's just like if you are in Louisville, the city of Louisville, and they besiege the city of Louisville, the city itself. After a while, people start starving. Why? Because within the concrete jungle, the city of Louisville, that's not where food are produced. Food are produced outside the city. So if nothing can go inside the city, then people will start to starve after a while. And what they will do, they will start eating one another. So God attributed to himself because what? God take away his protection from them and cause this to happen to them. In many cases, you see that. Many cases. Just like in the case of Pharaoh, when God said, I hardened Pharaoh's heart. Did God literally harden Pharaoh's heart? No. He was, when I say literally, did God directly harden Pharaoh's heart? No. Indirectly, it was done. If you notice, there's another verse that says, and Pharaoh hardened his heart. But why was it attributed to God? Because God keep at him, keep showing him things, keep doing things to him. And the more God did to him, is the more evil he become. It's just like some people, like Uthman ibn Farouk, for example. The more you reveal him, is the more wretched and vile he become. So it is attributed to God because God is the one doing things to this man to show how evil this man is. So when God said, I will harden his heart, God knows what he can do to this man to make that man become evil. Show his evil, not become evil, but show his evil heart, the evil that is within him. So God didn't make him become evil, but God know what he can do to reveal how evil this man was. Like all of us. So when, if you look at it, let me show you. That's a perfect thing to show too. I think I have that somewhere. God hardened. It said if you put did God harden, Harden Pharaoh. Is that how you spell? Raoh. Raoh. So if you look at that, I said, let me show you something. This is how you understand the Bible. A Muslim will never understand the Bible because what? A Muslim is looking to reveal God as an evil being. And so that because of that, they miss out on so much. When you're in the business of promoting evil, like these Muslims are in the business of promoting evil, they see evil in everything. So let me show you. Like, notice what God said, I will harden Pharaoh's heart. So you can see it right here, where God is saying, here God is saying, in Exodus here, you see God said, I will harden Pharaoh's heart. But did God directly harden Pharaoh's heart? No, he did not. Let's show you why I say that. If you notice what it's asked there, did God harden Pharaoh's heart? First, Pharaoh was not an innocent or godly man. He was brutal dictator overseeing the terrible abuse and oppression of Israel, who likely numbered over 1.5 million people at the time. So you receive. You see, Pharaoh ordered, so Pharaoh art was evil already because he ordered that the male Israelite babies be killed at birth. So you see, when you serve as midwife to the Hebrew woman and see them on the birth stool, if it is a son, you shall kill him. But if it is a daughter, she shall live. So Pharaoh already have a wicked, evil heart. But when Pharaoh saw that there was relief, look, listen this. See, God is saying here that I will harden Pharaoh's heart. Watch this. I will harden Pharaoh's heart. Do you see that? Right there? But did God literally harden Pharaoh's heart? Like directly harden his heart? No. Here is the corresponding verse that will tell you what happened to Pharaoh. But when Pharaoh saw that there was relief, he hardened his heart. So who hardened his heart? Pharaoh hardened his heart. So what did God do to harden Pharaoh's heart? To cause Pharaoh to harden his own heart. And why is it attributed to God, I will harden his heart? Because when Pharaoh saw that there were relief, so God put the pressure on him, then give him relief, and then Pharaoh hardened his heart. So God does things that cause Pharaoh to harden his own heart, and is attributed to God because of what God did caused Pharaoh to harden his own heart. So you see that? But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart and would not listen to them, as the Lord has said. So do you see how it corresponds? It's just the same way when God said, I will cause you to eat your children, and I will cause you to eat your one another. He did not tell them, oh, go and eat your children and go and eat one another. What is happening there is because God take away his protection from them, then the enemies come in, just like I show you, and the enemies besieged their city, and they were forced to eat one another to survive. But why is God saying I will? Just the same way as he's saying I will here. I will. But he didn't do it directly. Any action of God can lead to something in man's life. If God is with you and protecting you, you will be protected. And the outcome will be different. If God take away his protection from you, you are in trouble. And that wickedness or judgment that can come upon you, God can attribute that to himself because his action caused that to happen to you. How did he cause it? He take away his protection from you because you are evil, and then his judgment is executed by what? By evil men. Not because he directly did it, but because indirectly it is done because of his action. He's taking away his protection. So that's the case right there. So let's get to the bottom of things. All right. So what we're going to show here, let me let me show you. So the Muslim is always barking. So he see his brothers are eating, and then he say Africans eat people. We're not talking about African. We're talking about Muslim today, Fred. This is we are not talking about African eating people. We are talking about a Muslim man eating people. So why are you putting it as a African? As an African. So look, let me show you what he says here. Let's hold on. Let me show you what he said. So it's a punishment. They were made to eat their children. They were made to eat their children. Nobody can make you do nothing, clown. You're a donkey. Nobody can make you do nothing. You don't see that you're an idiot. Who can make you eat your children? No one can make you eat your children. You choose to eat your children. No one can make you eat your children. God do things with man's free will. God don't force man to do nothing. So you don't understand what you're reading. You're a clown. You know, I break it down for you. Yes, it is a punishment. They did evil and God take away his protection and cause the enemy to come upon them. And they were not made to eat their children. They choose to eat their children. They choose to eat their children. No one can make you eat, do nothing. God doesn't make man do nothing. God doesn't make you do anything at all. You don't know what you're reading. You are like Muhammad. You have a reading disability. God doesn't make nobody do anything. God give you free will. From the Garden of Eden, God give you free will. So he says, God punished the Jews and made them. God didn't make, there you go, dumb. You're dumb. Something is wrong with you. God doesn't make nobody do anything. You don't realize that. And this is how dumb you are. Did God make the Jew poison Muhammad? Did Allah make the Jew poison Muhammad? Huh? In Surah 5 verse 67, Allah said, I will protect you from the people. Did Allah make the Jew poison Muhammad? Answer that question. You don't know what you read, man. And this is a problem with a Muslim. A Muslim have no idea what they read. They keep reading, but they don't know what they read. You don't know how to read. You don't know how to read and understand the fullness of what's written in the Bible, because what you do Bible hopscotch. You say, I am on at the same time CP is on. Yeah, you know, we got to do this. You know, we got to do what we got to do. He's doing what he do. I do what I do. Even if I attract only one person, is still productive. So let's get into this video here, and we will see what happened into this video. You know, people will come later and watch it, my brother, if they want to. So, Al Jazeera University, Cairo, Egypt. Halal to eat. Apostate in Islam. Halal meat, man.
Are allowed to be cannibals in Islam. Did you know that the Muslimun are allowed to be cannibals in Islam? It's halal to kill and eat apostates, enemies of Islam, fornicators, and adulterers. Let me prove it. Let's go. Here is a book called Al-Iqna' fi Hal Alfaz Abi Shuja, Volume 2, page 586, by Al-Khatib al-Sharbini. On page 586, we can read, and since we permitted the eating of a dead human without cooking or grilling him, meaning a dead human body, and on the
wow. What a religion.
Same page we read, and it's halal to kill an apostate and eat him, and kill the fighters even if it's a young boy or a woman, and eat them because they are not infallible. And it also says, and kill and eat a married person who committed adultery and the fighter, and kill and eat who stopped praying, and whoever bears retribution against him, even if the Imam does not give permission for the killing, because killing them is deserved. I will provide the reference in the description box for you. To make it more clear, here's a Sunni Imam who will explain and confirm why it's halal for a Muslim to be a cannibal in Islam.
وش هوس بقول عضيبة وحكى له أبنا وله وحكى له أبنا قتل مرتد أضو نفتك أب حيساد مرتد نولو صعود أركتي أنت أدي شعون.
Look at his teeth. Did you see his teeth? He looked like he will chomp a human being into 9 pieces, man. Those teeth are not normal, man. Look like they're designed to eat human. And he laughed about it. You heard it. We have covered this before. Wow. What a beautiful Muslim. What? Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? Something else that is allowed to kill the murtad, apostate. Islam 101, killing and eating apostate. If you are hungry and about to die, and you see a living walking apostate. No, this is actually being taught. I explained to you how this, you know, because a Muslim came and he says in the Bible it's okay to eat people, and I said no, it's not. The Bible was telling you what will happen when God take away his protection from his people. What will happen to them when their enemies come and besiege their city, and what they will be forced to do. It's not like, okay, that God made them do it. They're forced to do it because they have no alternative to eat, because what? Their city is besieged, and because they are evil, they started eating one another. Because they were already evil people sacrificing their children to idol. Their mind was so evil that they were sacrificing their children to idol. What do you think that they will do when they're hungry? They will eat their children. When the enemies besiege their city, they will eat their children. So, but this is a different stuff. This is saying that, and you see a living walking apostate. So if you're hungry and you see a living walking apostate, you should kill him and eat him. Wow. What a world this world would be, man, if Islam ruled this world. If Islam ruled this world. He laughed. You heard it. We have covered this before. Wow. He has no honor whatsoever. Wow. You can slaughter him for yourself. And fry him and eat it. And fry him and eat. I wonder if they bread him before they fry him. Man, what is going on in this world, man? Jesus, Jesus, my sweet Jesus. Oh boy. So Jesus tell you to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. And this clown is saying that you could cook him and cook a man and fry a man and eat him. Muhammad's ridiculous teaching. I'm telling you, man, this is a cult of a cult. And the one you found dead and you are eating now. What? And the one you found dead and you are eating now?
وله أكل آدمي ميت.
You eat him the way he is. What?
عادقة أسوق سيساد عنيسا إن.
It is not advisable to cook him. Wow. Wow. So the one you found dead and you're eating him now, it is not advisable to cook him before you eat him. You could just eat him. What a beautiful religion. Man. You don't need to put him on the fire to cook. Wow. So you could just eat him. If you have HIV, you end up with it. If you have hepatitis B, you you end up with it. Oh man, whatever contagious blood-borne disease that he have, you end up with it. You eat him while the flesh is still wet and raw. Wow. Can you imagine, man? What century is this clown living in? He living in the same century that we live in, because he got glasses on, microphone, and he got a leather-looking chair with a high-tech microphone too. He got two microphones. This one is kind of like a high-tech microphone. And it is also allowed if you are in a fight. Do you see that? So if you are in a fight, you could eat your enemy. Whoa. With an apostate and you injured him. So if you're in a fight with an apostate and you injure him, literally, I think it was 2-3 years ago, you see where a Muslim was actually doing that. Yeah, there was let me see if I could find that for you, where a Muslim actually did that. Let me show you. There is, I remember there was a video circulating on Facebook. There was a video. There was a video circulating where, I don't remember where it happened, but there was a video circulating. About look at this, my friends. I was looking for the video that was circulating, but this is what I found. But there was a video circulating where a Muslim man was actually eating the flesh of a dead person. But look at this. Look at this. Kerala human sacrifice case. Muslim man store human flesh. 6 days ago. I don't know if it's something we can open. It says, oh, maybe we can. Maybe we can open it. So let's see.
Hey guys, so I just found out about this new undercover light bulb that's going viral on social media. It's called the...
हेलो नमस्कार, जय श्री राम, जय हिंद। क्या हाल चाल हैं आप सब लोग? केरला में जो ह्यूमन सैक्रिफाइस केस हुआ है, जब हमने उसके ऊपर वीडियोस बनाई थी और जो हमने कैनिबलिज्म के ऊपर पूरी डिटेलिंग के अंदर इंफॉर्मेशन दी थी आपको, क्या होता है, कहाँ से ओरिजिनेट हुआ, किस तरीके से प्रोपेगेंडा कुछ हद तक इसमें थोड़ा घुसाया गया वेस्टर्न लोगों।
So he speak in a different language that I don't understand, but he says Kerala human sacrifice case, man store human flesh. And if you notice what it says here on the but before we open it, it shows us that it was a Muslim man who did it. Muslim man store human flesh. Muslim man store human flesh. So you see, do you see that? But I remember video popular in eating human meat, halal, the TikTok stuff. Why would be Muslim talking about these stuff if it wasn't something that Muslims are doing? But I remember last year there was a circulating video of a man eating a Muslim man take a bite. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. But anyway, let's get back. This is totally ridiculous. Wow. What can we say? Islam is the way, man. It is allowed for you to eat him alive. Oh, wow. So you're fighting apostate and you're fighting him, and you can start biting him and eating him alive. What a religion. Because the apostate is one who lack innocence and honor. Yes. Wow. So do we eat goat and sheep and cows because they lack innocence and honor? Oh man, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that, man?
غير محترمين. طيب. لا قتل ذمي ومستأمن.
Wow. The exception is the apostate who is paying Jesus. The Muslims say the exception of the apostate that you can eat is the one who is paying jizya. So if they're paying you, then you can't eat them, because you could go buy meat down the street with the money that they pay. Wow. If he's alive, even if you are dying for hunger. See, do you see that? You cannot eat a regular apostate, even if you are dying, will pay your jizya, even if you're dying for hunger. You can only eat the one who is not paying you if you're dying for hunger. Oh, wow. You cannot kill him for food. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Christian are properties of Muslim. Do you see what he says here? Because you are protecting, because we are protecting our properties. He said, because we are protecting our properties. And remember, Christian and Jews should pay the jizya. So literally, he's saying that Christian and Jews are Muslim property. And we are actually their slave, because you're working and paying them. So from what you work, this is a form of slavery. from what you work. When you believe that Muhammad abolished slavery, he did not. Because what Muhammad did, Muhammad make a different form of slavery, where people work to take care of the Muslim. So you work and you pay them jizya. And these clowns will tell you that jizya is protection tax. That's a lie. Because Muhammad said, until they are subdued, they feel subdued and humiliated. That the reason of paying jizya is to subdue somebody and let them be humiliated. That's slavery. So you are working for Muhammad and his cronies, because when you work, what you should use to take care of your home, a big portion of it goes to Muhammad and his cronies. So literally you are a slave. If I am working and taking care of someone that I'm not supposed to take care of, you know, then guess what? It is slavery. It is total slavery. It is slavery. He says, because we are protecting our property. Why call it property? Because what? A person who is paying, working their butt off and paying these Muslims are seen as properties, as property, because what? We are slave for them, taking care of their needs. So they will sit down and be lazy while you are taking care of them. And also the people, and also for the apostate with whom you have some form of agreement. At least he's better than Muhammad. He's not trying to kill apostate. But this is what Egypt is about. Egypt is always about exploitation. Exploitation. That's what when Islam take over Egypt, that's what they did to the Coptic Christian. They exploit the Coptic Christians. They steal from the Coptic Christians. They didn't really want to all the Coptic Christians to become Muslim, because they were benefiting from these Coptic Christians, and if they become Muslims, then there is no more benefit from them. So they have them, you know, they did not force Islam upon them in certain ways, because they were benefiting from the rich Coptic Christians, so they did not force Islam upon them. He says, and the one who is imprisoned, it is then allowed to kill and eat an apostate. Question he asked it. The prophet says to you, it is allowed for you. There is something going on that we don't know. He said the prophet said it. The prophet said it. There's a lot of hadith and writings that are hidden from us. And he said, the prophet, notice what he says. The prophet says to you, it is allowed for you. The little child apostate who has not reached puberty. And the imprisoned woman who is not even a man. If you are dying for hunger, you can definitely kill them and eat them to save your life. Oh, wow. And you can eat certain apostate even if you're not even if you're not dying from hunger. There's certain apostate that you can eat.
waad ku badbaadi kartaa الأصح يحل قتل السبي أي الحربي والمرأة الحربيين للأكل باللود لا لغيره لماذا؟
So we are saying they are apostates.
هاي ميسن أهين عندنا ميسن
are not among us and are not innocent.
معصومين معصومي الدم بالأصل.
They are not real human beings. What kind of religion is this? Apostate is not a real human being. Wow. Wow. What a beautiful religion.
وإنما بانتفاء
So it is obligatory to kill them every time. That is where we stand. As for the woman in prison and the child in prison, their blood need justification to find the reason to kill them. But for the kuffar, that justification is there.
لكن waxaa laga waayay shardigii dhamaystiri lahaa sababkii cilladii qitaalka iyo xiraabada.
Oh man, I'm glad that I'm not an apostate but a Christian. So these savages won't feast on me anytime soon. Oh boy. But as you heard, this Somali sheikh already admitted that his Prophet Muhammad allowed Muslims to eat apostates if they are hungry. So let us see what the student imams and graduates from Al-Azhar University in Cairo, Egypt learn from. What do the students in Al-Azhar University in Egypt exactly learn from their books? Let us see.
شوف كمان من ضمن اللي بيدرسوا لي
Let us see. Let us as well. Let's see as well among what they teach to their children.
بيقول وحيث جوزنا
He said, we permitted eating the flesh of dead human.
أكل ميتة الآدمي يعني ممكن يأكل آدمي بس
means we can eat a human.
حالة الاضطرار لا يجوز طبخها ولا شيء.
But in case of necessity. But in the case of necessity,
لا يجوز طبخها ولا شيئها.
It isn't permissible to be cooked or grilled. Do you see the guy is teaching straight from the book?
لما في ذلك من هتك حرمة بعد ما هياكلوا أو
For it violate his sanctity. That is, after eating him, he said, just don't cook it.
هياكلوا بس ما يسلقوش ولا يشويه. وأتخيل في ذلك بأن أكله ني.
He has a choice between eating him raw or other way.
وغيره وله قتل مرتد.
And to him killing an apostate, pay attention.
خلي بالك وله قتل.
He has the right to kill an apostate and eat him.
مرتد وأكله وقتل درك.
What is that? Yes, here it is.
أيوة.
يعني يقتل بني آدم
ويأكله.
It means killing a human, then eating him.
ويأكله.
عشان جعان.
Yes, because he is hungry. No, no, no.
لا.
ومش كده وبس.
ده بيدرس.
Not only that.
عندنا في الأزهر.
بص يا سيدي.
This is being taught in Al-Azhar. Look, sir.
الأزهر الشريف.
Al-Azhar, the honored section of Azhari institution.
المعاهد الأزهرية الإدارة المركزية للكتب والمكتبات والوسائل التعليمية.
The central administration of book and libraries.
الإقناع في حل ألفاظها بشجاعة.
Did you know that the Muslim?
Wow. Man, what a religion, man. God have mercy on us. This comes in very well right here. I like this right here. This is what is. This comes in very, very handy right here. You remember this? I remember this guy said this. This was always funny. This look at this right here. Look, this is what I say. When I see the stupidity of Islam, this is what comes to my mind. Wow, you remember this?
God have mercy upon us.
When I see these craziness of Islam, man, this is all I can think about.
God have mercy upon us.
Oh, man.
God have mercy upon us.
That's all I can say, man. God have mercy upon us, man. What kind of religion is this? What kind? Anyway, my people, I want to say all praises to the triune God, the God who give us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And Islam is nothing but pure stupidity and nonsense. So peace out, my people, and keep it 100% Jesus, and you will be safe even if you live or die.